Okay, this is the water meter and water pressure video. This is the water meter. It's in the front parkway between the parkway sidewalk and the curb. Right here, this is an analog meter. And if you look and study the face, the dial face inside of there, you'll see a silver and black sprocket. That's a flow indicator or a cheater wheel, cheater paddle, call it what you will. Okay, if that's moving, water's moving. Then you need to go find the leak. If it's someplace you can't see, it's someplace you can't see. You still got a leak. If that's moving, you need to go find out where you're losing your water. Now here's a valve right here. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. And contrary to the gas meter, but this is not an acceptable shutoff valve. We have one. We have an acceptable shutoff valve. But this is the water meter, and we've passed the water meter test today. I'll kind of go in order. How about that? In here in the garage, the home faces north, remember? So the garage south interior wall over by the water heater. And we'll have another video because I have a water heater video and I just couldn't resist talking about this. But this is our main water shutoff valve. This turns off all the water to the house. It also isolates the check valve. You have a pressure reduction and check valve. This turns off all the water to the house. I've just turned the water on, but it only goes as far as the check valve. Okay, water pressure valve. Moving on along up here. Now I'll put this parallel again. The water is on to the house. If you have an emergency inside the house, that should handle it. You know, if you have an emergency here, this should handle it. That's the main water shutoff valve. We're looking for between 40 and 80 psi, pounds per square inch, of water pressure coming into the home. This is the closest exterior bib faucet to the water meter. And so we're looking between 40 and 80, and here we go. And we are just shy of 80. Some people say you can't get too much pressure. No, you can't get too much flow. You can get too much pressure, but we don't have too much pressure here today. I'm going to leave this here for a moment because you're supposed to let that set for a little bit to make sure that you get an accurate measurement, and we'll do that. So what we over here is these are the main sewer cleanouts to the house. This one goes that way. It's called a double cleanout. This one goes that way, so that way you don't have a dead spot in the middle. You know, so if you got a problem, you put the rotor-rooter, the auger, the snake, you know, call it what you will. It's an auger, and it will go this way and clean out what's in that way. I believe I saw another clean out over here. There's another clean out right here. It's kind of interesting. But, you know, clean outs are good. Clean outs are good. So we've got enough water pressure. We know where our disconnect is. We know where our meter is. We don't have any leaks. So let's talk about our lawn sprinkler system here for a moment. On the other side of the parkway sidewalk here in this irrigation box, so that'd be the northwest corner of the property, that's our check valve, backflow prevention valve. They're supposed to be serviced about once a year. I'll get a still image of that here in a little bit. Those are your handles. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. Now this is the main shutoff valve to the lawn sprinkler system. These are isolation valves, so you can remove and service this check valve. But if you got a problem with your system, it's this one easy valve. Parallel is on, perpendicular is off. But what's different between this one and these is that this box has not been excavated, and this box is not covered with gravel. Coming on along here, and I'm really not going to do a video of the lawn sprinkler system, and it's too soon. You know, I need to look at the exterior. It's GFCI protected. Coming over here, got a care and use manual. The zones are labeled. And I'm only going to go through this through the manual process. So I'll go to manual watering. So it's link ready. It'll have a different time. I'll go to manual watering, for example. I'll go to zone 1. It's got 21 minutes on it. And then I just hold start. It's adding it to it. What am I doing? Oh, I hold. That started zone 1, which is the flower bed. Okay. That's how it works. I mean, I'm just going through the manual process. Then we'll move on along here. We come in past the condensing unit that does not have a rain diverter over it. Past the window screen that's missing. Past the clothes dryer vent. To here on the fence. This is the east interior fence in the backyard. This is your weather sensor. This is the weather sensor for the lawn sprinkler system. It's electronic, so you got to replace the batteries every once in a while.